Hello everybody, and welcome back to some All the Mod 6 to the Sky. How you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. I am. So, I made sure that all my sounds are working this time. I just noticed we go through the floor doing that. So yeah, recorded last episode, Windows update before it, forgot to check to make sure everything was working. So we've got a few things to go over before we get started today. So last episode, well, not last episode, the last episode we got together, we worked on our power. We got our creative wireless crafting grid. The reason why I could not use it elsewhere, to use it elsewhere, we needed this creative wireless transmitter. It's actually not bad. Elytra we got from a quest to begin with, and then it's just some nether stars and a bunch of the wireless transmitters. So now we can use this thing anywhere we go. It doesn't really matter. It's great. If I'd known about that, we'd have probably done all that a lot sooner. It's one of the things that I didn't know. But the episode that we did not do, or that got ruined, we started putting together our stuff for all of our ATM stars. The Dragon Souls, we got a bunch of them from killing the Ice and Fire Dragons. Matter of fact, we still got a handful of them left. We done the Rune of Sins. The Rune of Sins, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the recipe. It's just the runes of the runes of sin together just to make one. Fairly easy. We've killed a ton of Gaia Guardians and got them from that, which is also where we got these. Massa Wheels, that's not what I wanted. I'm going to hit that one. Every time you kill the Gaia Guardian, you get a chance of getting a wheel. We needed to get 16 of them. I've got a few left. Yeah. As far as Gaia Guardians, we've killed about 140 of them. Yeah, it took a lot. Thank God we can use our mob crusher for it. So yeah, got those those items together. We got the Oblivion Shards. We were waiting on enough unobtainium to do these. And I went through and made extra magical soil and got all those growing. I have made 4 of each plant, which seems to be pretty good as far as what we need to have. We set up a bunch of resource stuff gathering here. We've got, this was for making the stone. We'll get into that in just a minute. And then started processing. We need a bunch, we'll go into this in just a minute. We need a bunch of silicon. I started smelting up ores. This one's got ores in it. The main ones that we're going to need to do what we need to do. We set this guy up. I don't remember when we set him up. It may have been before we had emerald going and diamond. I've got rid of the emerald and now doing redstone. I have made another one of these guys. We've got bees. I've done some more bees. We've got spider bees. We've got slimy bees. We've got sandy bees. We got spooky bees. And then we've got a bunch of emerald bees in there. And the reason being is this improbable probability guy. If we go in here, like I said, we need 16 of these to do what we need to do. It's a lot of stuff that we need. We need a bunch of silicon, which is one of the reasons why I have the Certus quartz being changed into the silicon. It saves us a whole lot of problem, or not a whole lot of problem, but it saves us a whole lot for it. We needed a bunch of slime, which is one of the reasons why I have the slimy bees going. We need a ton of glass, and we are still way out on glass. And then we need a bunch of iron, a bunch of quartz enriched iron. These are for making glass. We need a bunch of gold. And we still need a bunch of redstone. And then we still got to do this. But to do these guys, we need to get into polonium and the HDPE, which is probably what we're going to work on today. We also set this guy up. Right now, it's not running at 100% efficiency because we are completely out of bone meal. These guys are all set up. We've got a variety of enchants on it. Most of them are speed 7 and above, range 7 and above, and I forget what the rest of them are. I can't get that off of there without breaking it. But yeah, we've got those. I've got 3 on each side. And then we've got absorption hoppers. When this thing was running at full capacity, the absorption hoppers wasn't enough to keep up with these. So I've got 1 pedestal that's got magnets, and then I got 2 pedestals down here with magnets, and that seemed to keep up with it. But even though it looks like it's not running at 100% full efficiency, we are still getting a lot of stuff from this. I've run my bone meal out getting insanium. I've crafted 64 blocks. We need to go ahead and craft these guys up. And that'll get us what we need for our creative essence. There we go. We can take that off our list and go put this up. It's about 3,000 insanium. About 2,500 insanium that you need, something like that, in order to do these. But we've got that part now done. And then I got recipes together. The other thing that we were working on was the dimensional seed. This guy is expensive to build. It needs compressed blocks of red sand, or 4 times compressed blocks of red sand, 4 times compressed snow, 3 times obsidian, 4 times soul sand, 4 times netherrack, 4 times endstone, 6 times stone, 3 times clay, and 5 times emerald. Now, the 6 times stone, that is a lot of stone. Matter of fact, we should have everything we need now in order to make this guy. That's not what I want. That's not what I want. This stuff just moves around however it wants to. That's what we want. And we should have everything we need now available to do this. It's 8.5 million cobblestone. Or not cobblestone, but stone. And there's 2. So how did I get those? Well, we had a whole bunch from when we started doing our bees. We let our cob bee go a long time, and with the cob bee you get about 4.5 stacks of cobblestone with each honeycomb. And so that's what I did. I processed most of what we had as far as honeycombs go, and it was enough to get what we needed, or almost enough to get what we needed. But there is that guy. So yeah, it was almost enough to get what we needed for it. I put the cob bee back in there and let it run for a little while longer, and we got what we needed. Now, the last thing that we need for this dimensional seed is emeralds. And to do those, it is a lot. I hate... There we go. That'll help. So, we need 8.2 million emeralds. We're down to just needing 242,000 of them. Yeah. So, we've got this set up now. That's really loud. Alright, that's slightly better. But we've got the pedestal set up with the... I don't even know what that upgrade is called. Auto attacker. And then I have my Morgan sword in there. It doesn't get us it doesn't rank it up any with it being in there, but we do have the Outlaw 7 or 8 or whatever it is that's on it that is getting us all of our emeralds. So that is how we're getting all the emeralds. So we're just waiting on that, and we'll be able to make those, and we'll be able to make our dimensional seed. And it's nighttime, and I just happen to notice it's not raining. As you can see, it's not raining where we are right this minute. And the reason why is that guy right there. I decided to take what Xerothium that we had and make a huge solar panel. This thing during the day is generating right at 9.2 million RF a tick. So yeah. We are, I didn't show this thing. This thing is filling up quite nicely. I have added some more. We're up to 32 trillion capacity. And then during the day, we are generating almost 9.5 million RF, I think it is. So yeah, we're putting in some power. We're not taking very much power out. We're going to be working on that soon enough. Alright, so that's everything that's been done since the last episode. So now to get into what we're going to do today. And today we're going to set up our HDPE sheets. We're going to need a handful of these. Now wait a minute. Let's look here. That's a farming unit. Let's go here. Let's go here. Module base. That's the only one that makes you... See, that sucks. Because I was hoping that we could use just plastic for it. But we can't. We got to do HDPE, which is fine. We're going to need pellets. We're going to need another enrichment chamber, which we can do all that. Actually, we don't need another enrichment chamber, but we'll put that there. To get the pellets, we need substrate. We're going to need oxygen. We're going to need liquid ethylene. Oxygen's easy enough. We can get that from electrolytic separator and just water. And then to get the liquid ethylene, we need the rotary condensator, and ethylene we get from biofuel. Like, that's hydrogen now? Water and hydrogen? I don't remember if that was still a thing or not. But anyways, we need biofuel in pressurized reaction chamber with hydrogen and water. It gives a substrate, and it does give us ethylene. So we'll be able to do all of that. We need one of those. Then biofuel, we need to get a crusher. And then we can use... Let's see here. What's the best thing for us to use? That's actual cake. Let's look at pumpkin. Pumpkin's what I usually use, and I've got a bunch of them. Crusher, that'll give us 5. That'll be more than enough to take care of everything. We should have a load of pumpkins in here. Yeah, we do. So we can set all this up to be taken care of. Alright, so I'm going to get this all set up. We'll probably set it up back here. So let me get it done. I'll be back. Alright, so we are back. Not necessarily the cleanest looking setup in the world, but it is fairly compact. We could have made it even more compact if I moved these a little bit closer. But everything is working as it should, and we are getting our, if I could spell HDPE, we're getting a bunch of sheets. So we've got that taken care of. So how's this working? So basically, I've got this thing set up to export pumpkins into our crushing factory. This thing's keeping full, which is lovely. It is auto outputting into this guy. the pressurized reaction chamber, which is making our substrate. We've got hydrogen and water coming in here. I've got hydrogen coming from this guy, and then the water actually runs down and underneath over here to this guy too. And then this is auto outputting its outputting the ethylene and condensating it into liquid ethylene. We've got the substrate going across over here. This is auto outputting into here with the liquid ethylene. We've got oxygen coming from this guy back there into here, which is making our pellets. We've got a chemical tank set up underneath. These guys will make a little bit of oxygen when it's being crafted. So we've got oxygen going down here. This will be, once it fills up, it'll just get dumped. And that's just to see, just to keep this thing all flowing. And then this guy has the HDPE pellets. Once we get 3 of them, it'll craft a sheet, and the sheet just goes straight back into our system. So, fairly compact, working rather well. Speaking of mechanism stuff that's working rather well, our lithium dust. This thing has just been running and running and running and running and running and running. And yeah, we've got 161,000 lithium. We could probably shut all of this down and be alright. But we may use the lithium for something else. I'm not sure just yet. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I got some substrate. I had this set up wrong and then had to go back and do it again. And so, wait, we can do that. That'll work. So yeah, our HDPE sheets are just fine. So if we go in here to our improbable thingy, that puts us, we've got to make the recipe for this guy, which we needed the module base. Everything else we've got set up. Now we've got the HDPE sheets for that. All we need now is the polonium pellets. Alright, so we're back. So now comes the part of this that I've kind of been dreading, but I really want to get messing with. And that's the new part of mechanism, which is making the polonium pellets. Now, the reason why I dread doing this is anything that has anything that'll wind up ruining a chunk. I have a real bad problem of it ruining a chunk. And the mechanism reactor and stuff like that has a chance of doing that. So we're going to do what we can to try to keep it from doing that. But we've got to get to these pellets. And to get to the pellets, we're going to need a lot of stuff. We're going to need a pressurized reaction chamber. We're going to need fluorite dust. We're going to need liquid polonium, which we get from nuclear waste and a solar neutron activator. The nuclear waste we get from a fission reactor. We can set this up to make steam. Well, it makes steam, and we should be able to, basically this is going to make steam to be able to power the actual reactor itself. Which the reactor itself we probably aren't going to do, since all we need is the polonium. That's the plan for now. But nuclear waste, in order to get that, we need fissile fuel. And to get fissile fuel, we need this isotopic centrifuge with uranium hexafluoride. And that we get from uranium oxide and hydrofluoric acid. Uranium oxide is just yellow cake uranium. Oh, that's easy enough. Uranium ingots. We need that. We can do that. We've got all kinds of uranium in an enrichment chamber, so we can do that. And then the hydrofluoric is sulfuric acid and fluorite, which we've got a bunch of fluorite in a chemical dissolution chamber. And sulfuric acid, we need water vapor, sulfur trioxide. We're going to need a chemical infuser, and to get the sulfur trioxide, it is sulfur dioxide and oxygen, and another chemical infuser, which we've got. Wait. Water vapor, sulfur trioxide, which is sulfur dioxide, and that gives us that. Okay, should be alright. Which we need plenty of sulfur, and sulfur we can get plenty of because we have not that guy. We've got all kinds of sulfur, which we can run through an enrichment chamber and get what we need. We've got plenty of sulfur ore. Let's see what else we got as far as sulfur goes. We've got sulfur ore. We got sulfur essence, which gives us a bunch of dust. We've got all this stuff taken care of. So yeah, we've got plenty of sulfur stuff. So now, then, in order to do this, we are going to need some fission reactor casings. We are going to need fission reactor ports. We're going to use some glass, and we're going to need a handful of assemblies. All that looks fairly easy enough. Like I said, it's a whole list of stuff that we need to do. So, I'm going to get at it, and I'll be back. Alright, so we've reached a point for a quick update. We are at the point now we've got Fissile Fuel. So how did we get here? So, first off, we've got 2 chemical oxidizers. These guys are outputting sulfur dust. Sulfur dust is going in here. That's still not making this fast enough. We might have to add some more. We're staying full here, and we're getting to here, and we're slow here. But like I said, we've got, what is it, 10 buckets, and then this is filling, the pipe's filling up. It's got a bunch in it, so we're good there. So, but anyways, we got sulfur coming into the chemical oxidizer. It's making the sulfur dioxide, and we've got a sink running into the electrolytic separator that is putting oxygen in here. Oxygen and the sulfur dioxide is making our sulfur trioxide. The sulfur trioxide, we've got from there, we've got a sink running to a rotary condensator, which is getting us water vapor. So water vapor and the sulfur trioxide is getting us the sulfuric acid, and sulfuric acid and fluorite is giving us the hydrofluoric acid. There's that. And then over here we've got uranium being outputted to make the yellow cake uranium, and then the yellow cake uranium put into a chemical oxidizer, which is giving us the whatever that is, the uranium fluoride stuff. What is that? The uranium oxide, and then both of them are getting put into this chemical infuser, the hydrofluoric acid and the uranium oxide, and together they make fissile fuel. So now I need to make us a small reactor so we can get what we need. Alright, so I'm in the process of getting the rest of this stuff put together. We've got the reactor together, and I was making these solar neutron activators, but I don't have the stuff set up for it. Something I just figured out. If we're in our little crafting grid here, and which we don't have the recipe set up for these, but we have the recipe set up for the rest of the stuff. You can see we can do a control click. Why did it not work that time? It did. And it'll craft the recipes that we do have in order for us to make them in order to do this, which is just freaking awesome. So that's kind of where we're at for the moment. We need to run this guy into here. Let's set this up. That doesn't have any setup. We need to turn it around, I guess. So that will do that. That will get us our polonium. Nuclear waste will get us the polonium. Then the polonium we need to run through a PRC with some water. and the polonium and some fluorite dust, and we should have everything ready to go. Alright, so I've got everything ready to go here. We've got this guy ready to output the fissile, not the fissile fuel, but the nuclear waste into the solar neutron activator, which will turn it into the polonium. This will give us, I've got fluorite set to, the fluorite dust set to export into this thing. I've got this thing set to import back into the system. We've got water running to it, and then the nuclear waste that it has that it's left over with is ready to be is ready to go. So all we've got left to do now is to hook this thing up and say prayer. So let's do this. That did not work. That is the wrong pipes. We need the gas pipes. There it goes. Everything is kicked on. Let's activate it. And we've got fissile fuel going in. Everything looks good. We've got stuff going in. We've got polonium going in there. We just got to get to 1,000 in order to get that to work. Alright, so everything's running good. It's just going to be a matter of letting this guy go. It's going to take a while to run this thing. I don't know if there's a better way of getting faster nuclear waste than what we are. But everything seems to be alright, which is the main thing. So we've got this guy, he's full. It's keeping full. These guys are backing up, which means all this will back up, so we should have everything we need. And come next episode, we should have some of the polonium. So, before we go, we should have enough emeralds to do our dimensional seed. So let's turn this guy off. And we've got our magnet on. All this stuff can go up now. We should be done with it. Let's get our sword back. Yeah, we don't get anything added to it for it being in there. But anyways, emerald. We should have what we need now to do this. I've done this 15 times now. 5x emeralds. That's a lot that it's got to craft, but with the creative crafters, it shouldn't take very long for it to do. Yeah, it's pretty quick. Well, I can tell you it did not like crafting that, at least for me. I got booted from the server. Said Minecraft had run out of memory. So, but there we go. We have our dimensional seeds, and that is ready to go. We could probably stop some of this stuff going on here now. Emeralds, yeah. We've got, I do believe we don't need any emeralds for anything else. If it so happens that we do need it, I can add to it. Did we get any polonium? Well, no. But let's see how we are doing here. We're getting somewhere. I don't think there's a way to add. Yeah, there's no upgrades, but everything's holding. Yeah, we're good. So I think that's where we're going to leave it at. Got a lot of work done today. We got another piece resistance to our ATM star. That was a lot of materials for it. Still got to work on getting this stuff. Yeah, we're still working on that. We've got a lot going. So I got to work on that. That's more or less going to be just waiting around for the resources to get gathered. We still got some magic stuff to do, so that's probably what we'll wind up doing next episode. Is either mana and artifice or getting into what little blood magic we need to do. I don't know which one we need to do. But with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.